Hey, it's me, Marky Joe, here to entertain you. Yes, it is my show. It exists. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it.
Yeah. Okay, so, Grunia's freedom. So, last episode, Marth's wife, Sheeta, came in and was like, dude, yeah, so while you were gone, Hardin just kind of straight up invaded your kingdom. What a fucking dick. And, Marth's like, what the fuck? Well, before I go back there, I gotta take care of this Lang fuck. Because, you know, he's doing all sorts of terrible stuff to the Grunian people. You know, their politics are bad. Oh man, that one old lady in the previous chapter. Everything's bad because the politics are bad. Like, I would hate to see how she thinks of the politics in America, man.
I don't like that Hillary or Donald Trump.
Anyway, enough of that shit. So we head to Allburn Castle. Allburn Castle being down to the southwest of this map. And it's known colloquially, I don't know how to fucking pronounce that word. It's the Nest of Ice. That's what people nickname it. Anyway, so Doris is like, dude, the Orishan army is gonna kick our ass. What should we do? And Lang's like, dude, we're fine. They suck. And Doris is like, wait, but they don't suck, firstly. And number two, George, the super archer sniper guy, is kind of just trying to stop the rebellion and stuff, and he's not really doing much. And Lang's like, what the fuck? I told that guy to stop shit, and he's not doing it. Bring it back here. And also get Navarre while you're at it, so that he can kick the shit out of the Orishan army. Anyway, yeah. Start of this chapter, I immediately recruit Ricardo. Ricardo has the member card, that's the only thing he's good for. And recruiting him is kind of a pain in the ass if you don't know the deployment system of this game, because what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to deploy Julian at the very end of your, like, unit deployment on the, preparation screen. Otherwise, the game will place him way too fucking far away to like, do anything about getting Ricardo, and Ricardo runs straight north. And that makes it a problem. Fun fact, that thief that Ogma just killed, I originally was like, yeah, let's use the Devil's Sword just for kicks. And he ended up with only 1 HP. Like, and Ogma had that for, like, the rest of the chapter, pretty much. But yeah, so, if you don't start this chapter on the right foot, you're pretty fucked. Because, firstly, the chapter misleads you in so many fucking ways, right? Firstly, you see all those snipers, you'd naturally look at those and be like, oh fuck, what do we do? Obviously, these are the archers that were being talked about in the cutscene. And like, you know, they mentioned they're trying to stop the rebellion. So, obviously, you'd think that they're trying to stop you, but here's the thing. You don't learn until turn 2 enemy phase that those guys won't move or do anything. They'll just leave you alone. So naturally you'd feel intimidated to go up north and chase after that fucking thief, the one that's super far away right now, and like bob him on the head to stop him. And that ends up making the chapter way harder than it needs to be because because you're so scared of the snipers and shit, you're too intimidated to go up north to keep up with that thief. And to the west there's Wyvern Riders, so you have to use your Pegasus Riders to, like, very carefully navigate around all this bullshit just to reach that thief. And if you don't reach him in time, he'll destroy the village, and even if you do catch him, sometimes he'll be in the range of the Wyverns and you'll end up baiting them out. So it's like, it's really fucking misleading and douchey, and fuck this chapter. Oh my god, like, what? Jeez. Anyway, George is like, I hate that guy Lag. Treats civilians like slaves. Anyway, ignore his order. I actually like this dialogue here, because, like, George is like, okay, we're not gonna obey the orders of the captain and shit, but we're not gonna attack the enemy, because if we do, like, it'll fuck up the dudes that are trying to make things right, but at the same time, like, if we don't attack them, they can't, like, we're not technically betraying our kingdom, you know? We're not helping our enemy, but we're not helping our other enemy, you know? So it's kind of an interesting, like, political strategy that George pulled right there. He's being smart. He's being smart. But yeah. All these Cavaliers, not a big deal. Once you know that you don't have to worry about those snipers, the rest of this chapter is just beans and pork, you know? There are a couple problem spots. Getting to the boss is pretty challenging because he's got all these ballisticians near him. The Cavaliers are not a big deal because you can do ye old-fashioned choke point strat, which, by the way, I'm going to be using that with Doga, and Yubel's going to be standing behind him so that Yubel can get some experience, you know, because the fucker he needs that EXP, because the last chapter really screwed him over with that bullshit. Something else that I enjoy, that I noticed, is that, now that Doga is fast enough, his map sprite, moves very fast as well. Like, check this out. Whoa, look at that shit! That guy is in a hurry, he's on a mission. Anyway, let's see what else. Time to check the notes. Gonna check the notes, gonna check the notes, gonna check the notes, oh yeah. Okay, so right off the bat, we recruit the buddy. Okay, anyway. One of the things is that, because of the way the deployment system works, you need to have Julian in the final slot in your like, unit selection preparation screen, and this unfortunately forces you to deploy units that you don't want to use. Like, for example, I wanted to bench Aaron and a couple of, like, I wanted to not deploy Malaysia for this chapter, but I had to do that anyway because you have to get Julian into that final spot. Also, I have no idea why that thief just decided to run back. Like, that's into even more danger, sir. Maybe he was looking for a fort to heal on, because the enemies in this game tend to act pretty weird when they're low on health. Like, they'll just start doing all sorts of crazy shit, and it's not easy to explain. But yeah, I'm giving by the way, I'm giving Yubello the Taurus Star Shard, and what the Taurus Star Shard does is, it improves all of your growth rates by 5%. I think there's only one stat, maybe like luck or whatever, that doesn't get improved. So naturally this isn't going to benefit him much. I'm actually looking for, there are specific Star Shards that I really like. I think one of them is the Cancer one. Yeah, I don't know them enough, but, Yubello definitely needs, like, one that increases his speed, and for Lyn, I plan to give her ones that increase her defense and strength. By the end of my playthroughs, I always have, like, a Linda with maxed out, like, defense. So, like, when enemies hit her, they just kind of tank her, and it's funny as hell. At least to me. But I'm trying not to use Linda too much in this playthrough, because she's so ridiculously good that you can afford to have her a little under-leveled, you know? She'll catch up in no time flat. And plus, the longer you wait to train up a unit, the more, like, the more opportunities for level-ups you'll have that involve Star Shards. So, like, it in a way, it kind of rewards you for holding off on units by, like, providing you, the more Star Shards you have, the more options, and you can take a shitty unit and overpower the fuck out of them much better as a result. So that's pretty neat. Let's see, what other notes do I have? I talked about the snipers. Okay, so another thing that really fucking sucks about this chapter, I mean, this chapter has so many shitty things about it, but, you know, they placed yet another fucking village on the opposite end of the map, which means you have to run Marth all the way over there, and to get down to where, like, the castle is, to Seas, you have to head south, and for some fucking reason, they filled all those tiles with trees and mountains, just to make this more tedious than it needs to be. Like, what the flying fuck? They really want to use that rescue staff, I gotta tell ya, like, they must have, like, designed it for that shit, because otherwise, why the fuck would they do that? That's so dumb. Like, there's no trees or mountains on this side of the fucking river. I mean, they have the mountain peaks and shit, but they don't have, like, the green mountain tiles that you can actually walk on, and they don't block it with trees, so why do they have to do that with the other side? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, So another thing that's important to note is Ricardo has the membership card, which allows you to access secret shops. There is a secret shop in this chapter. I can guarantee you that if you haven't looked it up already where the secret shop is, you're never gonna fucking find out where it is. Because normally secret shops are in relatively, like, suspicious areas, right? Like, so my first thought was, oh, look at that river with the weird formation of rocks. You see, they're all in sort of like a horizontal column. That seems really suspicious, right? Why wouldn't you put the secret shop there? But no, it's not there. It's not even in the bottom left corner of the map either, which would also have been suspicious. No, it's in the northwest area of the map in this random fucking tile that's so unassuming that nobody in their right mind would ever think that it's there. But yeah, we're gonna be heading over to that area, and I actually cut out a lot of footage where I'm trying to find it because I didn't want to look up a guide. But, you know, eventually I just gave up because I was like, I checked all the most suspicious spots. Where the fuck is this thing? And I found that out, and I was like, what the fuck? There's a lot of angry Market Joe today, huh? Well, I mean, whatever. But anyway, those wyverns, if you don't kill the thief that runs towards that village to destroy it, like, you might end up attacking him too late and then end up in the range of all these wyverns. Thankfully, that didn't happen. The chapter becomes a lot easier once you get past all that unintuitive horseshit. Yeah, these wyverns, they're in a swarm. How the fuck are you gonna deal with these guys? I think if you bait out one, it baits out the rest, but don't quote me on that. I'm not too sure. It just seems like something that they would naturally do to make it more difficult. But yeah, Linda, you wouldn't see her as a great tank unit, but because she has the Rosier Tome, which is the predecessor to the Nosferatu Tome. Oh wow, really amazing boss quote right there. I mean, it's basically the Nosferatu Tome. I think the reason why it's called Rosier is because it's referring to the word recile, which is to call back. You know, to call back your HP or whatever, you know, fancy, schmancy shit. But yeah, she actually makes for a very good tank because the Rosier Tome allows her to heal back her health and allows her to take a lot of hits. Now that said, I think she would have not, if she had not dodged that second wyvern, she probably would have died. So, I mean, that would have sucked. But here I do this really cool trade chain. See, Quechua has the Silver Lance, and then what I do is I take Ryan, I trade the Silver Lance over to him, so that way, Paula, when she gets up to that last wyvern, she can get the Silver Lance from Ryan and use it to finish off the wyvern. Which, you know, that's me being clever. One of the things, I enjoy doing, like, trade chains and rescue chains in Fire Emblem. I feel like ways that can further improve your mobility in the game are very rewarding and fun to play around with. Anyway, there's not much else to say about this chapter. Most of the houses are kind of pointless. This boss is kind of tricky because he's surrounded by all the ballisticians, but weirdly enough, the boss himself is weak as shit. Like, these ballisticians have weapons that have, like, I think, like, they have a total attack power of 15. The boss only has an attack power of fucking 7. Like, I don't understand what the fuck they were thinking there. Also, this is by far the weakest boss in the game because, like, almost all of his stats are 0. Which, again, it's weird as shit. Anyway, let's see. Anything else? Ballisticians, Rosier Tome, village. Okay, so we're getting close to that village soon. I really should have cut this out because this is where I'm starting to run out of shit to say. As you can see, training up Ryan really is starting to pay off, which makes me a happy Dan. Once an archer has, like, strength and speed, that's, like, all they need at that point, you know? Or, in the case of Fire Emblem Fates, magic. Because, like, once you give Niles that shining bow, he just fucks shit up. Oh, shit. Okay, so this guy talks about Samto. Samto the mercenary. And he's like, you know, he seems very casual, but his skill is impressive. I call bullshit on that. Because I've played through this game. We're gonna see Samto soon. He's not a good unit. That's why I like him, though. Like, he's a piece of shit unit with this fucking pretty boy face, and he's got this smug grin. Like, you guys, when you see it, it's gonna make you very happy. He's like the most jolly looking guy out of the whole I think he's like the only one who like has such a nice smile in book 2, which makes sense because book 2 is full of sad shit just going on left and right. You know, take a fucking, like, don't play this game and drink alcohol at the same time, or else you're gonna end up with some fucking suicidal thoughts, man. I don't seriously mean that, just so, you know. It's just a joke! Oh, man. Political correctness, ladies and gentlemen. People can't take a dumb joke. Oh! Anyway, enough of that nonsense. So for the rest of this chapter, all I'm doing is Yubel's gonna kill that thief who is gonna run towards the village, but since I visited it, you know, tough shit for him, now he's gonna start walking around aimlessly. And this guy's like, hey dude, where's my granddaughter Rena? Oh, you don't know where she is? Well, the Hammerknife staff that I have here, that's such a shame, you know? You can't use it now, oh wait, that's right, you have Malaysia, and she's the apprentice of Rena, which we never established, but I guess there you go. Yeah, so Malaysia can use the Hammerknife staff. It's worth noting that you cannot use the Hammerknife staff on other items, and staves are considered items. So you can't, like, heal up warp staves and rescue staves, which sucks ass. And yeah, here's the secret shop. Right fucking there in just this random fucking tile that no one would ever think to check. But yeah, the reason why I'm going here is because a lot of people in the comments were like, dude, there's a bishop ring with Linda's name on it. And I was like, oh shit, that's going straight in my inventory. Yeah, so we're gonna end the chapter. And not much happened in between, you know? Yubel killed the thief. And that was it. So... yeah, so we need to raid out this castle, because it still has enemies. We must defeat them at all costs. He has dastardly plans prepared for us, such as big fucking hallways. I need someone to review my FE hack. He needs to be someone who won't cut me slack. It's Monkey Joe, he's arrived from his golden chariot, and down he walked